Hey, what's up? I'm Hara, and I lost my eyesight when I was 11 years old, but I'm still kicking ass.
Oh, I feel it in my rib from last week now.
I was at just my general practitioner getting, I think I had strep throat at the time, and my mom was paying, and she was like, "Oh, Jared, why don't you go read the eye chart?" So yeah, I covered my right eye, and I could read the whole eye chart perfectly, and then I covered my left, and sure enough, I couldn't see anything out of my central vision. And the doctor, just kind of blew it off as like, "Oh, go home and give us a call if there's no changes," kind of thing. It wasn't an eye doctor, so I did that, and a few days later, it was still the same, and then we started the journey of trying to diagnose and figure out the problem. And my dad and I traveled pretty much for the next 2 years around the country, going to specialists, and Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota is actually who finally figured out the problem. And I remember getting the call of telling me that I had, it's called Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy. About a few months later, everything they knew was accurate. I started losing the vision in my other eye. And for a lot of people with Leber's, it doesn't ever affect their peripheral vision, but a few years, it took about a year and a half to 2 years, and it started affecting my peripheral vision. And throughout that journey of losing the sight, I really, I immersed myself in so much. I started dirt biking. I started doing basically all the things that I could imagine that I wasn't gonna, or not wasn't gonna be able to do, but wasn't gonna be easy for me. Things that I never knew I was gonna be able to see, I just wanted to experience, just to, kind of like a bucket list, if you will. I was very big into sports, just being, my parents were, always taking us hiking, doing things, being active. I was always an active kid. When I lost my sight, that all went right out the window for me. The depression, fitness, even just breaking a sweat, I would just complain about. After I lost my sight, I'd be like, this makes me dizzy. This gives me a headache. This makes me feel something. I was uncomfortable. I was, and the thing is, it's supposed to be uncomfortable, but accept the uncomfort, work through it, and you feel great. I didn't have that after I lost my eyesight. I thought there was a problem. I thought it was due to the vision. I would get dizzy, and I would just I'd fight with my dad. I'd be like, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't want this. And he, I was going through so much. What was he gonna say? He just let me do whatever I wanted at that point, and they were just trying to, give me some form of peace, a little bit of happiness, a little bit of, I was going through so much, he wasn't gonna say, no, you have to stay in shape. So I really got incredibly out of shape. As far as, looking back, once I got into bands, it was, reckless living. It was, constant partying, constant eating whatever the heck I wanted to eat. It's a wonderful, wonderful life, but any life must have some form of balance. And I lost all sight of that. And my dad actually passed away of a heart attack. And that's what triggered me to refine my passion for fitness. I moved back to Orlando from California. My mom found Spectrum Fitness, and I refound athleticism. And that it's the struggle is what I love. I refound my love of being uncomfortable, and that to me, all that dizziness, all that what I spoke about, the being uncomfortable, now is where I find comfort. And I love pushing through an hour workout that's just, you're struggling mentally more than you are physically, and just getting yourself that last rep, getting yourself up to that pull-up bar, getting your chin up there, getting another PR, just anything is, there's no better way to start your day, end your day, feel a sense of accomplishment, feel anything that just makes you feel it's like, cool, we got this together. And I say together because there's such a community involved when you're part of something that is positive, and everybody here is so approachable, so just wonderful. We're here as a team, and it's like, you know, what I found with bands after losing hockey is what I also have here in this community, and I love it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. So people always say to me, like, how do you navigate the gym so well? How are you, like, you know, how do you know where everything is? How do you step over a weight? You know, not get hit by a barbell in the face when somebody's, you know, doing push presses. Like, and my answer is always the same. First of all, I do have a little bit of vision. I can see light and dark, and a little bit of contrast. Can like catch like a little glimpse every now and then. Like, and I describe it as if something's different, I can almost tell that something's different. But my honest answer, because that's really not enough for me to go off of, is letting go of fear. Which took many years for me to do. I mean, if you found me right after I lost my sight, I wasn't even able to say, hey, I lost my sight, it's nice to meet you. Like, I was very self-conscious in my own skin, and you know, just being out in a group of people who didn't know, like, it was really hard for me to address any situation like that. But letting go of fear and saying to myself, what's the worst that could happen, is really the thing that pushes me forward in so many situations in life. And, you know, somebody else would say, what's the worst that could happen? You might get 175 pounds thrown into your face. You might get something, you know, something you really don't want. But we'll cross that road when we get there. And if that happens, we'll cross that road when we get there. But I'm not gonna let that, you know, control my every step, because that's not life. Spectrum to me it's part of my purpose, and I know that's funny because, you know, this isn't my, you know, Spectrum is not my career. I don't work here, but I do feel this sense of purpose when I come here, and purpose belonging to a community like this. And it's so different than working out on your own. It's so different than working out at a commercial gym or any. Being a part of a community where you're seeing that, you know, the people are saying hi to you every day. You know, you've got the trainers, you've got the, you know, Ashley at the desk. I mean, every aspect of coming here is community. And I go back to the word purpose, because I think purpose for anybody in life, whether, you know, you're in a bad place or a great place, it's everything. And this is part of my purpose.